Hey guys, it's Kat. So that's going to be my intro just for now until I get my bearings and I have more than like 29 subscribers, you know? But I just wanted to say hi, and I will be doing a video a day. That's the only way you can succeed, is if you stay consistent, don't give up, and do you, because ultimately YouTube is not saturated, and I thought myself it was for so long, and I just had to finally realize, like, I read that it's still the #1 generating revenue system. It just beat Google last month. So yeah, do the video, make the video, have your opinion live in forever. Why not? So I don't know how I'm going to introduce myself or a way that somebody else hasn't, because that's also extremely hard, because a lot of people are doing the whole blogging and content creator thing, or whatever you want to call it, and doing YouTube is so huge, obviously. So anyway, let's get to the hot topics. And this is where my feature song will come in. But so here's what's being said in Hot Topics today. And this is so crazy because it's like an over decades long beef. And I got my information from Power 105, The Breakfast Club, Lauren LaRosa specifically. Shout out to New York, shout out to Power 105, and shout out to Hot 97. Don't know if I'm allowed to say any of these things on YouTube, but I'm not monetized, so I'm just gonna go for it. So we've all heard about Tony Ayo, Uncle Unalive, and Ja, aka Ja Rule's beef coming from, on a Delta flight, coming back from San Francisco to New York. Ja Rule happens to be on the same flight as Tony Yayo, which is 50 Cent's. He's his boy, but they're also on G-Unit together. I couldn't think of the name for a second. G-Unit. So aside from the game, just to backtrack, everybody else on G-Unit has been cool with 50. Unless I'm mistaken, because I know it wasn't just the game. I know he had beef with somebody else at some point, but Tony Ayo specifically clearly is still on 50's side, because Ja Rule, Uncle Unalive, Google it, and Tony Ayo all got into a pillow fight on a Delta flight. And just to explain that, both sides say that they didn't see the other while going on the flight. They say that they only saw each other while being on the actual flight. And then Tony Yayo's version of it is Ja Rule was scared, and when he's scared, you know he always does those, yo, what's up, yo, what's up. And I find it now hilarious because Lauren LaRosa proved that wrong. And let me see if she did make a statement. Initial reports from Yayo have been proven to be incorrect, as Yayo first told outlets that Ja Rule was visibly scared, which was then proven to be wrong when a passenger published a plane video showing Ja Rule to, in fact, not be scared. So that's that on the Ja Rule and Tony Yayo of it all. Rumor has it that Ja Rule actually had to go on a separate flight because they had to like break up the whole like drama and everything. Okay. I didn't know if I was going to do the Cardib next or if I was just going to keep it Bravo, because Bravo Rex. So we're going to do the Jill Zarin story. As I posted, and as everybody probably already knows at this point, Auntie Jill made the most racist video, like literally a racist rant, crying her white tears, don't know if I'm allowed to say that, over the fact that there were no, quote, white people there. I'm trying to like, people there. You live and you learn, you know? But yeah, she basically went on a rant. Her daughter went against her. The whole cast went against her. And now the tea is that E fired her. Because guess what, Jill? You are allegedly racist. And I don't even know if I can say allegedly because it's clearly racism. For you to start screaming and kicking and crying that you didn't see your own, like, whatever there is extremely entitled of you, because how is that okay? But it wouldn't be okay for me to say, I don't see any Iranians on this housewife show, and for me to like scream that to everything I watched. I don't see any Iranians on this NFL league. Like, Jill, let's like bring it down a notch before your whole life is over. Oops, too late, because your life is over because you got fired. And rumor has it that you're the one that's been behind this reboot the whole time. So you kind of effed yourself over there, babe. Just to keep it real. Next, I wanted to keep it on Bravo. We're going to talk about Cardi at the end. Because honestly, aside from the Ja Rule, Tony Yayo of it all, I don't find the Kyle and Amanda to be the biggest story ever, but I also find it to be extremely compelling. Because we haven't had, have we had a husband and wife duo get divorced on live TV, like literally being filmed in the summer house television? Have we? I don't think so, because Lindsay and Carl never got married, thank God. And I think we all wish that Kyle and Amanda never got married. And as much as I don't really believe in divorce, because I don't really believe in divorce, and I do feel that people give up too soon, you know? I do feel that Kyle and Amanda are doing the right thing. I think save your years while you can to Amanda. And by the way, Amanda, please unblock me. I'm sorry for being so mean to you. Actually, don't unblock me, because I'm gonna backtrack that for a second, because I think I wrote on my list, okay, this skinny dipping thing. I don't think that's okay, Amanda. I don't think it's okay for a married woman to go skinny dipping, although it did happen in Italy. Apparently, for the first time that she's telling us, where she met that super hot guy, where I think his name is Ben, but I'm not even sure if his name is Ben. I don't know. I don't know that. How sad that I don't even know his name. I've only been able to see one episode because I have Hulu. And I don't know how everybody is watching Summer House, like, as it just turns out, because I literally only have access to Hulu, and like it's not out on Hulu yet. So I've only seen episode 1, but I did see when Kyle got all like cray over the whole skinny dipping of it all. And can I just say something? I don't even need notes anymore. So Amanda dogs Kyle out a lot, right? In the summer house. She apparently only sees him for 1 week out of like a ton throughout the course of however long that this DJ thing has been happening. However, I have to say, I do believe Kyle when he says that the DJ thing is really just to pay his lover boy debt down. And I think he saw Meredith Marks doing it. And he also saw James Kennedy doing it. And Maddie Reese. I was going to say, what's her name? But Maddie Reese from, and no offense to Maddie Reese, I just suck at names. From Southern Hospitality. Shout out to Leva, my Persian sister. Love you. And yeah, I just can't believe that Kyle is okay with Amanda talking like that to him. I don't know if he's intentionally playing the I'm abused male card. I don't know whose side to take. Actually, I do. There is no side. And I said this before, and somebody commented really, angry on my Instagram post because I post everything on Instagram at Bravo, the way Bravo is spelled, Braveo, sorry, BRAVORECS, like recommendations. So it's like if somebody said, what are your book recs? And I started in a bookstagram world on Instagram. So, but I realized my real passion isn't my job. It's this. It's reality TV. And that's why I'm soon gonna, but I'll tell you about that later. It'll be a story time. It's a surprise. I'm really happy about it though. So yeah, skinny dipping, the Ben of it all, the hot Australian guy, I think his name is Ben. Or is it CJ? No, CJ is the other guy that has a girlfriend, I think. Not sure on that. But Ben is the freaking hot Australian guy. I have to say something, and I don't want you guys to be mad at me, okay? Just accept that we have differences of opinions. Look. Is it just me, or is Amanda Batula in reality not hot enough for Ben to actually like her in real life? I felt the same way with Paige when she was on. And I love Paige. And I like Amanda now. I used to loathe, and it went from loathing to small non-hatred, and now it's I now think it's at a less than halfway still, but we're getting there, so no, don't unblock me yet, girl. Keep me blocked. And I don't want to talk about Blake or Justin ever, because that's none of my business, and there are the amazing YouTubers of the world, and I would shout them out, but I feel like they would be embarrassed of my non-follower shouting them out in the first place. So we'll wait for them to say it's okay. You know what I mean? Oh my God. And I wrote, okay, so I have to say this. So before I get to the Cardi and Stefan of it all, but that was so mean. I can't believe he did that. And I'm going to need to look down on my paper for that whole thing. But Michelle Obama, the best first lady we've ever had. Sorry, Eleanor Roosevelt. I know you have quotes circulating on Instagram, but I'm only 39. So the only first ladies that I remember are Hillary. Literally, because I'm 86, so I've only really known Bill and Hillary. Love them both. Sorry. Love Hillary. And Michelle Obama, obviously, because I cried when Obama won, and my ex-boyfriend made fun of me for that. Okay? That's why he's my ex. He's probably watching this, actually, because he's a little... It's been 15 years. It's a long time. But so Michelle Obama said she doesn't believe in love at first sight. And I completely agree, because you can have lust at first sight. She said you can have like at first sight, but you can't build upon love unless there's years and years of struggles. But people don't know that in the beginning, and that's fine. Just marry a man that you would want your son to be exactly like as he is right now, not what he could be in the future. And this is just my opinion. I'm literally not prepared and pulling this out of but I'm saying the way I think about it now, and I'm a childless, I don't want to have children. We're like dual income, no kids, aka dinks. So I just want to be a one income, no kid, want to be a stay-at-home dog mom. But I truly feel like she's right. But where I disagree with Michelle, Mrs. Obama, is that you need to get to know somebody before you live with them. In a way, I do agree with her. Like, I think you should wait. I wouldn't say you should wait 1 year. I wouldn't say you should wait 3 years. I feel like you know. I needed to, for example, live with my ex who was dirty, not clean, and I know that I'm not the type to clean. So I needed that. So when I met my husband, I knew he was the yin to my yang, because he loves to be organized and clean, and I hate it. He loves to cook, and I hate it. So you marry somebody that's compatible with you. And compatible doesn't mean you both hate cooking. Compatible means I'll do the laundry, you cook us dinner. Compatible means I'll work the rest of my life if I don't have to raise kids. That's how I always looked at children, but now I completely don't want any. And I'm happy with being an auntie, because I am Auntie Kathy. And don't call me Kathy, because only my nephew Victor can do that. Love you, Victor. Imagine if I'm doing this when he's like 15. He's only 7. But that would be so cute if he was forever on this little video that I'm about to put on YouTube. Oh, Cardi and Stefan. Okay. That might need its own video, but you know what? I don't even know if I could say what I want to say. I'm trying to be, you know what? Fudge you, Stefan. That was not nice. Pre the apparent, like, it wasn't his baby mom. So this is the thing with, okay, this is why Cardi B and Stefan Diggs broke up. 2 women went to the Super Bowl. One was his ex Pre that was sitting next to his mom that had a baby, I think. I could be wrong. This is all alleged. And there was another one that had his baby. One had his baby, the other one didn't have his baby. One was sitting next to his mom. I just don't know if that's Pre, the one that didn't have the kid, or the one that did have the kid, which also came to the game. She sat next to Stefan's mom, but here's the crazy part. Offset hooked up with her. And that is one of the reasons why Cardi and Offset's marriage didn't work out, because he cheated with Pre. Look, if it wasn't Pre, it would be Bree, and it would be like Sabri and Kabri and Nubri and whatever. Because Offset is gonna offset. And that means cheat on a woman better than you. Allegedly, in my opinion. Richer than you, more popular than you. Men, am I right? But that being said, I really hope she leaves Stefan and never, ever, ever gets back with him again, because according to a YouTuber, he mushed her face, and that is not okay. And that's all I have for you today, guys. Like, subscribe, and please share if you can on your TikToks and Instagrams. If you could just please share this on your Instagram story, I would be so appreciative. I did this all in one take, my first take. And my thing is, I'm going to do a no filter and no multiple takes, except for my sparkle filter, because I really love my sparkle filter. Thank you for listening.